Big L. Let's get into the album review. Harlem's Finest, The Return of the King. Before I actually get into the album, I want to kind of, if you don't know who Big L is, I kind of want to go over a little bit of his history. I'm not super well informed on it. I don't listen to him like that. I think he is obviously one of the best lyrical artists that I've heard. The way how do I word this proper way? That's what I hate about like doing reviews, because like people use big words and they do all these cool, and I'm just like very basic and like, this is dope, this is nice. That's the reason why I'm kind of like with reviews, I'm like, should I really do them? Because there's people that just know how to fucking word shit better than I do. But he's very precise in his bars, and it's like hard to explain in words, man. The way it's not like a mechanic punch in, punch out bars. He has like this type of way of mixing things in with the way he raps. It sounds very good. It's like his voice fits it perfectly the way he does it, which is hard to get in an artist where they can rap, because there's artists that rap really good, but then when you hear them, they're kind of like getting too technical. Like, for a perfect example is Eminem in today's time. Like back then he flowed better. Now it's like more mechanical punching in bars. I don't know how to explain it, but that's the best example I can use. And Big L was just really good at rapping bars. It just, wordplay was just insane, bouncing the words, like very amazing flow at it. And just, yeah, like I think, yeah, but before I go into all that, basically he dropped one album, I believe in 1995. I could be wrong. Yeah, 1995, Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous. In total, I think last time the sales on it was like 200,000, but it did pretty good. And then he was on pace to drop his second album in 1999. But unfortunately, he got killed in 1999 by a drive-by shooting, and it was allegedly one of his friends, but then his friends got released, and then so on and so forth. As time went on, people just assumed it was him, and Cameron ended up going on Instagram talking about like, hey, yeah, he told me that because Cameron was close to both of them, and yeah, he told me that Big L at one point told me that he was going to kill him, blah, blah, blah. So there's a lot of like conspiracy theories of what happened exactly on his murder, which unfortunately there's a lot of those in hip hop. But basically killed, unfortunately, at the age of, I think, 26. Very young, though, in his 20s, man. 24, so even younger. So he is one of those big what-if moments in hip-hop. Like, what if he was still alive? Where would he be at? At least with Pac and Biggie, we got some projects. Well, Biggie, we actually got 2, I think, only. Yeah, and he died literally, like, right after he released it. But it's one of those moments, well, not right after release, like literally right before. So regardless, just one of those moments where very, very big what if. He might be the biggest what if in hip hop. That's a good question to ask. Like, who is the biggest what if in hip hop? Because with Big L, the thing is how well could he have been? Like, could he be marketed really well? Could he have been really, really mainstream? That's the question I ask. Because if he couldn't, he would have just probably been a lyrical rapper that would have came and went. I'm not saying that with any disrespect. I'm just saying there's been a lot of lyrical, rappers that came and went that really didn't make much of an impact. And that's why I always say, like, being lyrical is great. It's amazing talent. But to be someone who can be lyrical and be a great songwriter is extremely rare. Like, you hit the sweet spot. If you can do both, you hit the sweet spot. And unfortunately, there's a lot of rappers who great lyrical, but when it comes to like song structuring and having hits, they just can't do that. So that's where I go with Big L, and I'm like, could he have been that person that could have hit that mainstream light and he's a great storyteller. I mean, so there's that, but there's so much what if. Regardless, I think he would have been a force to be reckoned with. I think lyrically, if we're just looking at lyrics, the way he would spit, deliver, the shit that he would say, arguably one of the best ever, just in that short time span. It's unfortunate because we didn't get, a bigger sample size, but just like Pac, Biggie, dying basically in their primes, man. So they're hailed at as like some of the best ever to do it. But yeah, let's go over this album. And I with my rating, I kept it very aware that This guy, he's died a long time ago. There's probably not many vocals. A lot of this is remastered, unreleased stuff added just to be officially released on platforms to stream instead of just like people watching it randomly on YouTube. So a lot of the stuff isn't really new. It's just restructured, remastered for certain artists to get on there and do their thing as well. So I kept that in mind. And first off, I love the title. Perfect title. I love the artwork. It feels very modern. It's appropriate for what the title is. He's standing grand, like, his arms wide open, like, hey, it's me, the king, essentially, Harlem's finest. So, I love the title and the artwork, perfectly executed. No complaints there. What I do love about this project, too, and I think, shout out to Royce59, he probably had a big thing to do with this. He's executive producer on the album. The track listing, what I really like, is the track listing, the way it was structured, how each song, transitioned to the other, really well done. That's one of my favorite things about this album is that. The track listing was really well done. It was executed really well. But let's go over the tracks, man. Let's go over the tracks, and let's see what tracks I liked the most. I want to start with first the bad tracks. I'm going to do that every time I do these interviews, just to get these bad tracks out of the way. These are tracks that I just don't like. I never found myself listening to them ever again. Just don't care for them. Just came and went, right? So the first one is Big Lee and Reg featuring Errol Holden. Not memorable. Bars are cool, but that's it. Not a fan of the production. And Big L's role in the track, really, he's just in the beginning talking. No bars, no nothing. He's just talking about shit that, I think he respects. Whatever, I forget what he was talking about in the beginning of that. But because I never really went back to the track after that. So he just talks in the beginning. He doesn't rap. That's all I remember from that track. And nothing really special about it. Just came and went. The next track, Forever, with Mac Miller and Pale J. I know Mac Miller was a fan of Big L. I mean, he says it in the beginning of the track. I'm not a fan of Mac Miller. No disrespect. I've never really caught to his music. I probably like 2 or 3 tracks from him ever. I'm not really a fan of white rappers in general. I just think a lot of them are not that good, man. Other than Eminem, white rappers to me, whenever I don't actively go check for white rappers because a lot of white rappers are just hibbity hoppity, rappity boppity, and they just rap quick and that's it. Like I'm not gonna listen to what's that fucking guy's name, man? Token and these other white rappers that are just all they do is rap fast, and that's it. Like, I don't give a shit about that. Never interested me. So a lot of rap rappers, unfortunately, fall under that category. But yeah, so Mac Miller, he doesn't fall into that category of, like, being that fast rapping guy. So that's how I appreciated that. But Mac, just to me, I couldn't get into him like that. So him on this track didn't really do anything for me. Pale J did her thing, but production's all right, and the hook is all right. Nothing really great about it. So I just never really went back to the track. And the next one is Live at Rock in Will 92. No replay value, and the production on this is straight up annoying. Just straight up annoying. I'm terrible on mentioning what instruments were used in the production, but there's this repeating loop on the instrument. One thing is used on there. It's horrible. It's annoying. So those are the only 3 bad tracks on the project to me. So let's go over the neutral tracks. And these are tracks that, to be honest with you, with this project, these are just tracks that don't have replay value. They're not bad tracks. They just don't have replay value. And that's a lot of this project is just him freestyling with bars. Like there's no hooks and structures and songs, which I get. If you're a fan of just straight up bars and that's all you care to hear, you don't really care for structure and songs, hey, this is your go-to project. Enjoy it. But for me, of course, I'm a 50 fan. So to me, I do love bars, but I do also like the penmanship. Someone that can write a proper song with a great structure, a storytelling, or a great hook. Like, I like that a lot more than I just like bars. That's why you rarely ever see me praise albums that just have bars on them. And, like, that's why I don't really listen to, like, Griselda, a lot of bars. I like structure in songs. It's rare that I'll listen to artists that just raps, bars. So, yeah, that's where these neutral tracks are. So, RHN. What I didn't like about this is the vocals were really muffled. That's probably because of the mic or whatever. I wish they would have been able to clean that up a little bit more, especially in today's time with AI. Production is one of the best, though. I love the production on this track. I love I don't know if this is the right instrument. I'm probably going to get cooked for saying this, but I think it's the accordion on there. I don't know. It's the sound on there that's really well that I really enjoy. So production on this might be my favorite, like, produced track on the whole album. But other than that, it's neutral. It doesn't really have replay value to me. But that 7-minute freestyle. Sorry, I'm getting hiccups right now. The 7-minute freestyle. It is indeed 7 minutes, or a little bit over 7 minutes. Great bars from both Big L and Jay-Z. I think Big L outdid Jay-Z by a little bit. That's not because I dislike Jay-Z or anything. I'm just keeping it 100. I think I'm not going to get into this because I was about to get into this. Let me chill. It's about Big L. It's ain't about Jay-Z. Let me chill. I was going to say, conveniently, all these artists that actually spit really crazy ended up passing away, and that cleared the lane for Jay-Z to do his thing. I did not say that, but yeah, I said that. So 7-minute freestyle, I enjoyed it. Great bars, but no replay value. I'm not going to listen to a fucking 7-minute freestyle. I don't listen to no freestyles from artists in the car. I'm not going to be bumping this shit. Like, it's a 7-minute freestyle. Cool, amazing bars. Other than that, there's no replay value. Beat is pretty minimal, too, on there, too. The next track that's neutral for me is Stretch and Bob, the freestyle. Great track, like I said, again, no replay value. So that's where these neutral tracks are at. There's just no replay value. It's not that they're bad songs or bad tracks. I just don't see myself ever going to list them. And then Grant's Tomb, 97, featuring Joey Badass and Fangs. I don't know how to pronounce this. Bangs, whatever. Yeah, I could care less about it. Not a bad track, but just really could care less about it. I think, it's just not something that I would replay again. I think it's great that it has a strong song structure in it. But other than that, nothing, didn't really do anything for me. So what we got there, 1, 2, 3, 4 neutral tracks. And now let's get into the actual, great tracks on here. So the first intro track, Harlem Universal with Herb, loved it, man. Hell of a way to start the album. Production is there, high energy bars. Even Herb does his thing, so love that track. You Ain't Got a Chance with Nas, loved it. Great collaboration. Nas still proves he got it, killed it too, as well as Big L. By the way, if I'm not mentioning Big L, he's already killed it. Like, there's no reason to mention him killing this album. He did his thing as per usual. Great production on here too, so I love this. You Ain't Got a Chance with Nas. Fred Samuel Playground with Method Man. Perfect execution in how they use that Drink Champs interview with Method Man. And then there was like a pause, and then Method Man came and just started spitting like crazy. Obviously, Big L did his thing as well. I love the production on here, so love the Fred Samuel Playground. All Alone. You know what I really appreciate about this track? It's an easy radio hit. Like, if Big L was alive, this would have been an easy radio hit. He knocks out the park, kind of like a lovey-dovey song. So it shows what it does is it shows his Big L's range. That he could have, different tracks where it's just not about I'll rob you. And he said the word faggot so many times throughout this album. It's hilarious. But he says the word I'll rob you, faggot, stab, blah, blah, blah. Like, you can see that there's dimensions to him, different styles to him. So I'm glad they included something like this. I'm glad that they could find it. I'm glad that he had it and they included it in there. So easy radio hit, great execution. Novo killed the song and the singing. The next track, Doo-Wop Freestyle. Insane fucking bars. Aggression. You can hear the hunger in Big L's voice. Next level shit. This shit was, I was replaying this shit and I was like, whoo, I was having the stank face the whole time, man. The next track, this might be my favorite track on the whole album. It's How Will I Make It? What this shows is Big L's storytelling, from his life, from a kid to being a teenager, and now to figuring out how he's going to make it throughout life with all the issues and problems that he has financially, having to rob people to stay, afloat. Just a lot of stuff. Just great storytelling. Hook is very, very dope. It shows that Big L could, as I said earlier, could he make strong, great, strong song structures? This kind of proved that he could, to me at least. Production is all right on this track, on the How Will I Make It, but it still works. It's good enough for me, so I enjoyed it. And then Put the Mic Down with Fergie Baby and Party Artie. My God, man. The aggression bars on here is there. Hunger is there, like I said. Hook is dope by Fergie Baby as well. And then Party Artie, Party Artie, that's a mouthful of words. Rest in peace to him. He passed away, I think, in 2008, so he's on this track as well. Really cool. Did their thing, man. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 good tracks. So 7 good tracks, 3 bad tracks, and then 4 neutral tracks, which, by the way, those neutral tracks are not bad at all. It's just replay value. No replay value, so I put them in the neutral, which I could technically put them in the good tracks. But overall, given the circumstances of, what they were dealing with, given the circumstances of what they were dealing with, and not having proper things. And obviously, somebody died a long time ago like that. Just to even put this together is a great, great, first off, salute to Big L, his family. Salute to Royce the 5'9", everybody that are approved of this, that pushed the mass appeal, Nas, everybody. Salute to all of you. Amazing. It was great to hear Big L again. Like I said, title, artwork is perfect. I got 7 good tracks, 3 bad tracks, and 4 neutral tracks. And the neutral tracks only are neutral because no replay value, because it's just freestyles. That's it. Other than that, love the projects. Given what they had to work with, I give it a 7 out of 10, which is not, it's above average, because average is 5 out of 10. So 7 out of 10, it's there. It would have been, had, there been a little bit longer format of tracks, which I know it's limited. Had the songs been longer, because there's some that's only 1 minute and 30 seconds, some that's only 2 minutes. Had there been a little bit, maybe I would have gave it 8 out of 10, because Big L is obviously super talented, man. Nobody could take that away from him. His talent would have fucking skyrocketed to who knows what. And very smart individual, man. I was watching a few interviews from him as I was listening to the album as well, just to kind of, refresh my memory about him. And he had his execution going, man. He was thinking about starting his label, making it a production company. So he was thinking business way ahead of time. So that's it for me on this album. I enjoyed it. And that's my take on it.